as we just said, I'm Margaret Collins. Currently, I am with Piedmont Tri Partnership as Director of Creative Economy, but we have started an entire new entity, and that's what I'm going to tell you about today. So, who we are, there you go. As a result of the last 4 years, we've been working to establish a creative economy.
That's too dark, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's pretty dark.
Okay.
A creative economy initiative here in the Triad, and we have now established a nonprofit, which is going to be a separate spin-out from the PTP, and it's going to take on some of the work that we've done throughout the past 4 years. I have been the director of the Creative Enterprises and the Arts, and am now the executive director of the Center for Creative Economy. So basically, it's going to work that I'm going to segue from my role as director of creative economy into executive director and project manager for the DesignLink. So the continuity that we've created over the past 4 years will be able to continue with myself moving forward as the management entity for all these creative activities. In addition, I've worked for the past 20 years in creative industries in New York, Atlanta, and Washington, managing projects, managing artists, and in sales and management. So that's just an overview of me. But basically, with the Center for Creative Economy, our goal is connecting creatives and networking to business. And our first major program for the CCE will be DesignLink, which is going to be a regional design center and an advocate for design in the Triad. Maybe I should. So, DesignLink. We have a great team of regional designers, architects, interior designers, and others who have been focused on forming a regional design center. And here are their names. I do have a handout with all of this, so you don't feel like you have to take copious notes on this information. But you will see here we have senior architects, Sherman Atta, Alvin Blanks, he's a young architect from Callaway Johnson Moore in West, Benjamin Briggs, Preservation Greensboro, and is passionate about design and architecture. And we have several educators. Herb Burns from Forsyth Tech, Bob Powell from North Carolina A&T is on our core steering group, Lauren Fry, Walter Ross Kellman, and here's Kevin Marion. Now, these are, for instance, so far I've mentioned Greensboro and Winston-Salem, and then Walter Ross is, of course, Winston-Salem. We have Kevin Marion, who's from Davie County, so that's our, we are trying to be regional with focusing on multiple counties. He's a Fuller Architecture, and of course Ken Mayer here in Greensboro with Moser Mayer, Millie Mulick from Stantec, Rod Lindsay, who has his own company here, Lindsay Architecture. So and I mentioned Bob Powell. This is the steering group. This is the core leaders of DesignLink. But we also have contacts with communication with landscape architects, graphic designers, engineers, and interior designers. So this is the core, and we have been communicating throughout this process with hundreds and hundreds of designers, architects, interior designers about what we're doing. And with launching DesignLink, we're going to continue to do that because we really want to be regional. And we want to find projects that will help focus on design and that will utilize our strengths for the good of the community. We are a collaborative, working together to promote and focus on design. So, the mission, I'm going to now go through just briefly the mission for Creative Economy, Center for Creative Economy, and DesignLink. So our mission is to develop the Triad as a world-class center for design and creativity, to lead North Carolina in developing the creative economy, and to work with a diverse array of economic sectors. So we work with logistics and distribution, with manufacturing. Design is connected to various sectors. And DesignLink, the mission with DesignLink is these four keys: cultivate, inspire, motivate, and build. We're going to cultivate visual literacy and an understanding of the design process. We want to inspire students in schools to be civic activists, creative thinkers, problem solvers, and team builders. We want to motivate community values and provide networking opportunities. We want to build partnerships between schools, communities, and design professionals. DesignLink is organized to collaborate with city agencies, regional partnerships, nonprofit organizations, cultural and educational institutions, and private companies. We want to create programs and projects that attract a diverse audience and influence how the public experiences architecture and design. So that's the overview of how we've started, how we've begun over the past 4 years under the Piedmont Triad Partnership banner and Wired, and now we're spinning out into our own separate 501c3. And I'm going to turn it over to Ken Mayer for the next one.
So let's talk about how what we have within our group can, we think, help your Sustainable Communities Project. As people who are involved in the design of the built environment, our entire DesignLink group is influencing or being influenced by three of the things that have the biggest impact on our environment overall: buildings, transportation, and industry. And what that does, I think, is really give us an appreciation and a perspective for the kinds of planning, engineering, design, and other kinds of thinking and tools that would need to be applied in the ultimate strategy for creating the sustainable region here in the PTP. Just take buildings. Those of us who are involved in the design of buildings have come to know that these are the kinds of impacts that what we do in the operations of those buildings have on our environment and on our resources. What we've also learned as we've come to grips with this over the past decade is how to work with our clients and tell the notion of sustainability in a very positive way. I apologize for keeping your way.
Do you want me to sit there?
That's okay. And so these are the kinds of stories we can tell people about why sustainability makes sense from both common sense and business point of view as it relates to the world that we operate in. So let's talk about what we can do for this project that PART is managing. So there are really 4 buckets of things that we can offer that you can choose from. You can, as we walk through this and as we get into more in-depth conversation, these are the kinds of things that our group is capable of helping you do. Data visualization, ideation, conducting charrettes, and dealing with graphics at the end of the process. During this process, you guys are going to collect reams of data. And for the most part, data can be pretty dry and not always impactful. What we're able to do through our graphic design network and others is to take that data and come up with ways to visualize it that have impact, so that it's not just words and not just numbers. There are hundreds of techniques that we can use, but the idea is to get away from spreadsheets, flowcharts, and things like that, and communicate why the data matters to what you're trying to accomplish with the project. Ideation is the process that we as designers go through every day to create, sometimes collaboratively, bunches of new ideas, communicate those ideas, and get them to see what sticks on the wall when we're done. It's a way of design thinking that we can bring to this project, and we start with the notion that no idea is a bad idea. What particularly works well with ideation is when you do it in groups. And this is a way that we can get beyond traditional sustainability strategies, perhaps to some new and different thinking that this region could really set the pace for this project.
This is a program that we actually managed called Triad Design Leadership, where we brought designers and business leaders together to focus on design thinking to solve a problem. So we get into the process of solving problems, not just the designing of the graphics.
And both Ron and Bob were part of it.
Yeah, actually, I love it. You've got a picture of my dad there.
Yeah, that's your dad right there. Left
I was right. Okay. We conduct a lot of our design thinking exercises in our professions through something called charrettes. And they are a great tool to work with large, diverse groups of people who have multiple different perspectives to put all the ideas on the table and then work together to try to organize them into 3 or 4 strategies to pursue further to see which ones make the most sense. And there are all kinds of techniques that we use in this. This is a sort of a sticky note approach. But the idea is, part of the outreach of this project, as we understand it, is to go to each county and really extract what's important in that particular county or area as it relates to sustainability and how this might impact the overall result of the project. And so we're going to be in a room of people from with 30 different walks of life and 100 different perspectives, but we have a way, we think, of pulling all that.
Oh, sorry.
And then the last bucket is graphics. Part of the end game of this is to create visual results of ideas and things that come out to really excite the community as to what living in a sustainable community could actually be. And so one of the things, one of the things that we are good at through our group are creating visuals. They can be graphics, they can be architectural sketches, they can be mashups of different things, but the idea is that they are people who respond to things they can imagine and see in a picture or a drawing. And so these are the kinds of things that we can produce. And so the objective is to leave an impact so that people go, yeah, this could be really cool to live in this kind of community. It's not going to be, we have to save everything, or it's just, it has to be a positive spin or a new way to approach how we live. And these kinds of visualizations, we think can help that. So those are the four basic areas of expertise, if you want to call it that our group can provide through our network to this project. And in our conversations with Mark, it seems that there's a pretty good match between what you guys are trying to accomplish and the kinds of talent we can bring to the effort. So hopefully we can find a match.
Thank you, Ken. And this is it. So thank you very much for letting us present to you. DesignLink is made up of senior design professionals and those just beginning their careers. So we really have we run the gamut from the 20-somethings up to the senior professionals. The senior professionals. We won't say. All ages and stages. And then, of course, my experience as project manager. But we wanted to explain to you today how a designer can help influence a project at multiple levels, multiple stages. And we can work with any of the four stages that you want us to, either the data visualization, the ideation, the charrettes, and the graphics. And we have discussed that some of our members could attend your key committee meetings and be part of the project integration team. And wherever you really feel it's important to get us involved. And this would allow design integration across a number of committees and to stimulate communication. We can work with you in the way that best fits the project. And DesignLink is organized, we're up and running, and we're excited by this project. Sustainability is an integral part of design and one that we incorporate into our work. And this is an ideal fit for the Piedmont Tribe Sustainable Communities Project. We are interested and eager to work with you, so we welcome any conversation, any questions that you might have.
Question.